Some journeys just resonate with a power that goes beyond the specific field, and today we're plunging into one of those truly extraordinary stories, the rise of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it from a pretty humble background on a small island to the absolute zenith of global football. It's a dream etched in reality through sheer force of will.
It really is. And what's compelling right from the start is the almost fairy tale quality of it all. To break free from such limited circumstances, financially speaking, and then dominate a global sport.
Oh,
It just says so much about the person's drive.
Absolutely. And for this exploration, this deep dive, we're drawing from various narratives that trace his incredible trajectory. Our game really is to dissect the core elements that propelled Ronaldo.
The big stuff.
Yeah, the power of his aspirations, that unyielding discipline, and just relentless dedication to getting better. Ultimately, we want to uncover insights that maybe you, the listener, can apply to your own ambitions, whatever they might be.
Precisely. Because this isn't just about football, is it? It offers potential blueprints, maybe, for anyone striving for something significant.
Okay, let's get into it then. February 5th, 1985, on the island of Madeira, Portugal. Cristiano was the youngest of 4 kids, working-class family.
Right.
His father was a gardener and also the kit man, the guy handling the team's equipment for the local football club. His mother worked as a cook. They lived in a small house. Resources were tight. Just a picture of a very modest start.
And it's crucial to understand that context, I think. His initial environment wasn't one of privilege at all. His passion for football seems to have ignited from just simple enjoyment, but also this powerful internal yearning for something more.
Right, and even back then, in his early years, there was apparently a discernible difference. While other kids played for fun, Ronaldo had this intense, almost singular focus.
Yeah.
He wasn't just interested in playing, he was apparently driven to become a footballer.
Yeah.
And not just any footballer, he aimed right for the very top, even then.
That's fascinating.
He practiced relentlessly. Streets, parks, school, didn't matter the weather, apparently always pushing himself.
That early, almost obsessive dedication. It's not just about talent, is it? It highlights that crucial difference between just wanting something and being relentlessly driven to actually achieve it.
yeah.
That intrinsic motivation, visible from childhood, that's a key differentiator.
And that drive led him to his first club, Andorinha, age 8. His dad worked there, which probably helped.
A connection.
He quickly shone, became a standout player. Then he moved to National, a bigger local team, where his talent really started to blossom in a more competitive setting.
These early steps were vital, weren't they? Giving him structured training, tougher competition, refining his skills, building his name locally.
But the really pivotal moment, maybe the first huge one, came when he was just 12. He made this massive decision to leave home, leave his family, and join Sporting Lisbon's youth academy.
Wow, 12.
Yeah. Imagine that level of sacrifice at such a young age. It really makes you wonder about the internal fire driving him. Moving to a big city alone, missing his family, apparently even got teased for his accent and physique. It must have demanded incredible resilience.
Oh, absolutely. The psychological weight of being uprooted like that at that age, you can't overstate it. It speaks volumes about his commitment, the sheer strength of his ambition, overcoming homesickness, social hurdles. That takes immense mental fortitude, especially for a kid.
And he seems to have channeled all that emotion into his training at Sporting, pushed himself harder than anyone, fixated on improving every single day, and gradually that dedication started paying off.
You see the results emerge.
Yeah, he got stronger, faster, more confident. The coaches started seeing that spark, something truly special.
It really underscores that powerful mix of intense ambition and just sheer perseverance. Those early hardships could have easily derailed someone less determined, but for him it seems like they almost acted as fuel, strengthening his resolve.
Then, at just 16, he makes his debut for Sporting Lisbon's first team. And it wasn't quiet. It was, by all accounts, electrifying.
Right.
Mesmerizing dribbling, scored goals, speed, power. The crowd was supposedly captivated by this young talent just bursting onto the scene.
That debut must have felt like such a validation. All the sacrifices, the huge effort. It was the first big public display of the talent he was honing.
Which brings us neatly to 2003, a real turning point. Sporting Lisbon played a friendly match against Manchester United.
The famous game.
Exactly. Ronaldo's performance that day was apparently so compelling, so impressive, that the Manchester United players themselves, and of course the legendary Sir Alex Ferguson, insisted they sign him, right there and then, practically.
It's amazing how one game can change everything. The sources mention his blistering pace, his fearless dribbling that just tormented the United defense, and this raw talent that just screamed potential. It had an immediate impact on seasoned pros.
Just weeks later, he's a Manchester United player. He's 18. And he gets the iconic number 7 shirt.
Huge pressure.
Massive pressure, worn by club legends like Best, Cantona, Beckham. But he embraced it, committed himself to learning English, to that unwavering work ethic.
Taking that number 7 wasn't just an honor, it was a test. Thriving under that pressure showed the mental strength needed to go from promising kid to, well, potential superstar.
And he didn't just meet expectations, he blew past them eventually. Through sheer, relentless dedication, he transformed in England. Got physically stronger, much faster, his understanding of the game deepened. This period really marked his evolution into a burgeoning global superstar. But as we know, it was just the beginning.
Exactly. That initial phase at United was foundational. It's where that raw talent was forged into world-class ability through relentless effort and, crucially, under Ferguson's guidance.
So arriving at United in 2003, he had this undeniable confidence, this ambition. But like we touched on, there was some early skepticism, wasn't there? Maybe too individualistic, a bit flashy, not enough teamwork.
Yeah, the classic show pony criticism you sometimes hear about young, skillful wingers.
Right. But his response, just train even harder. Extra drills after practice, studying tapes of top players. He was just singularly focused on ironing out any perceived flaws.
And that highlights such a critical part of his character, doesn't it? That ability to take criticism, absorb it, and actually use it to get better.
Yeah.
Instead of getting down, he used it as fuel.
And a huge figure in all this was Sir Alex Ferguson. Their relationship became something really profound, often described as like a father and son. Ferguson's belief in him, his guidance, that was absolutely instrumental.
Oh, absolutely. The impact of a strong mentor like Ferguson is immense. He didn't just provide tactical advice. He offered that crucial emotional support, that unwavering belief a young player needs to truly flourish under that kind of spotlight.
In his first season, he was already exciting to watch, wasn't he? Flair, creativity, and he played a big part in United winning the FA Cup in 2004, his first major trophy in England.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone could tell this was just a glimpse of what he could become.
That first trophy was significant, though. A tangible reward, proof the team believed in him. It built momentum.
And the progress in the following seasons was just, phenomenal. His strength increased visibly. His speed became truly frightening. His finishing got sharper. Those incredible dipping free kicks started appearing.
Oh, yeah, the knuckleball free kicks.
Powerful headers, those unstoppable dribbles ending with a goal. And crucially, his goal-scoring numbers just exploded. Some of those early goals were absolutely spectacular.
It wasn't just adding skills, it was how he integrated them, becoming this devastating attacking force. He was constantly refining, adding layers to his game.
Then came that absolute watershed season, 2007-2008, a record-breaking 42 goals in all competitions.
Just staggering numbers.
United won the Premier League, and then that unforgettable Champions League final win, the drama of the penalty shootout in Moscow, his emotional reaction. That season cemented his place among the world's absolute elite.
Yeah, that season was the culmination. That level of goal scoring, while driving the team to win both the league and the Champions League. That's the mark of a truly world-class player operating at his peak.
And the global recognition followed quickly. Same year, crowned FIFA World Player of the Year, officially one of the very best on the planet, no question.
That award was the definitive stamp, wasn't it? Validation of the journey, the achievements, his arrival at the absolute pinnacle.
Of course, with that level of fame came intense, unrelenting pressure, constant media scrutiny, every move analyzed. But he didn't seem to falter. In fact, he almost seemed to thrive on it, using it as fuel, as motivation.
That resilience under pressure it's a defining trait of top performers everywhere, isn't it? To not just withstand that scrutiny, but to actually use it. That takes exceptional mental strength.
And his growth wasn't just on the pitch. He worked hard on his English, he provided constant support for his family back home, and he started getting more involved in charity work, giving back.
Right, like buying his mother a house, helping his siblings. It shows he stayed grounded despite the fame and fortune. Didn't lose sight of where he came from, used his success to lift others up.
By 2009, his time at Manchester United had brought him, 3 Premier League titles? A Champions League trophy, numerous individual awards. He'd basically conquered English football. He seemed ready for a new challenge.
He'd reached the summit there, really. Won almost everything possible. For someone with his ambition, seeking a new challenge, a different league, it felt like a natural next step.
And that new challenge came in the form of Real Madrid, a world record transfer fee at the time, a move to arguably the most famous, most decorated club in the world. The sheer scale of that deal signaled the start of his next huge chapter in Spain.
That transfer was massive. It shook the football world, highlighted his status as maybe the most sought-after player globally. It set the stage for an era of incredible success in La Liga.
He left United a hero, transformed from that talented kid into a world beater. And like he said himself, I'm not a perfectionist, but I like to feel that things are done well. That really sums up the mindset that got him there, doesn't it?
Perfectly. It's that relentless drive for excellence in everything. Not necessarily chasing some abstract perfection, but constantly striving for the highest possible standard.
So, 2009, Ronaldo lands in Madrid, instantly the most expensive player ever. The pressure, immense. The scrutiny, off the charts. Real Madrid paid, 94 million euros?
A staggering sum back then. Still is.
But right from the start, he showed he was worth it. Scored 4 goals in his first 4 league games, a Real Madrid record. His speed, power, clinical finishing, all immediately on show. And that was just the beginning of an unbelievable goal-scoring run.
That immediate impact was a huge statement, wasn't it? Telling La Liga, telling the Madrid fans, I'm not bothered by the price tag or the pressure. He'd arrived, ready to deliver. And he did, right away.
Goal machine almost doesn't do it justice, does it? His time at Madrid, he scored with everything, from everywhere. Those trademark free kicks, thunderous headers, weaving runs, simple tap-ins, and the volume. 450 goals in just 438 games.
It's ridiculous.
More than a goal per game over 9 seasons. The stats are just, frankly, hard to comprehend.
Those numbers speak to a level of sustained goal scoring that's incredibly rare in football history. And it wasn't just the quantity. The quality and variety of the goals were just as impressive.
And of course, playing for Real Madrid meant that intense rivalry with Barcelona, El Clasico, and the head-to-head battles with Lionel Messi.
Oh, yeah.
It became this epic, almost mythical contest between 2 legends with different styles, captivating the entire football world.
That Ronaldo-Messi rivalry, it elevated the game, didn't it? For a decade. Constant push and pull, each motivating the other. Unforgettable stuff for fans.
And Ronaldo's response to that challenge, typically just push himself even harder, train longer, compete with ferocious intensity, and he consistently delivered in those massive Clasico games.
He knew the significance, the importance of performing against his biggest rival. His ability to step up in those huge matches, just cemented his legendary status even further.
The list of records he broke at Real Madrid is just mind-boggling. Most goals in a single Champions League season. Most goals in El Clasico history. Fastest to 100 La Liga goals. First player to 100 Champions League goals. It just goes on and on.
These aren't just numbers. They're milestones defining an era of individual dominance at the very highest level. They show his unbelievable consistency and impact.
But he always seemed to stress that the individual awards, the records, they weren't the main goal. It was about winning team trophies for Real Madrid. And in 2014, he achieved something massive. La Decima.
The 10th one.
Real Madrid's 10th European Cup Champions League title after a 12-year wait. His 17 goals in that tournament set another record. And his emotional reaction after the final showed just how much it meant. Imagine a team waiting over a decade for that specific trophy. The relief must have been immense.
La Decima was huge. For the club, for his legacy there. Ended years of chasing that 10th European crown and solidified his role as the team's talisman.
And the Champions League wins kept coming. Real Madrid, with him leading the line, won it again in 2016, 2017, and 2018. And incredibly, he was the top scorer in the tournament each time.
4 Champions League titles in 5 years. That's just incredible dominance in the modern era.
And his work ethic during this time became legendary. Teammates always talked about him being first in, last out at training, his strict diet, sleep regime, that constant, almost obsessive focus on improvement.
It's that dedication, isn't it? The understanding that talent alone isn't enough. It requires relentless commitment to preparation, both physical and mental, to stay at the top for so long.
Off the pitch, his global brand exploded, the CR7 logo everywhere, massive social media following. But he also used his platform for good, apparently donating millions quietly to various causes. They even named the airport in Madeira after him, a huge symbol of his impact.
Yeah, despite the fame and fortune, he stayed connected to his roots and used his influence positively beyond football. Speaks to a sense of responsibility.
Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. He faced injuries, intense criticism sometimes, personal issues. But he always seemed to respond where it mattered most, on the pitch, with his performances.
That ability to overcome setbacks, to answer criticism with performance, that's mental toughness right there. Unwavering self-belief.
Then, in the summer of 2018, after 9 incredible years packed with trophies, he surprised a lot of people by deciding to leave Real Madrid. He'd won everything there, basically, but clearly felt ready for a new challenge, a different league. The farewell was emotional, and he left Madrid undeniably as an absolute club legend.
His departure marked the end of a golden era for Real and La Liga. He achieved legendary status in Spain, left an indelible mark on the club's history, no doubt about it.
And that new chapter started in Italy with Juventus. But before we get there, it's just so clear that his time at Real Madrid cemented him as a true football legend, inspiring millions with his talent and that relentless dedication.
Absolutely. His Madrid years were just an unbelievable period of individual brilliance and team success, etching his name firmly among the all-time greats.
So, 2018 and another huge shift. Cristiano Ronaldo, now 33, makes a somewhat surprising move to Juventus in Italy. It definitely sparked a lot of questions, a lot of chatter globally.
It did.
But his reasoning seemed consistent, didn't it? That desire for new challenges, new growth opportunities. He certainly wasn't going to just sit back and coast on past successes.
No, it was a bold move at that stage of his career. Signaled his enduring ambition, his refusal to get complacent, and probably his confidence that he could adapt and succeed in a tough, tactical league like Serie A.
The welcome in Turin was apparently incredible. Juve fans were ecstatic, believing he was maybe the missing piece for that elusive Champions League trophy, plus bringing his experience and, well, guaranteed goals.
His arrival definitely created huge excitement and massively raised expectations for Juventus, both domestically and in Europe. He was seen as the catalyst to push them over the line on the continent.
And he made an impact pretty quickly. Scored 28 goals in his first Serie A season, helped Juve win another league title. But it wasn't just the goals, was it? It was also about his leadership, the standards he set, the example for younger players.
Yeah, he brought that winning mentality, that intense professionalism. It undoubtedly had a positive effect on the whole squad. His dedication was infectious, by all accounts.
That championship mindset was apparently always there. Every training session, 100% effort, always looking for those tiny improvements, even after everything he'd already achieved.
It really hammers home the importance of continuous improvement, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Regardless of past success. That commitment to training and preparation is key to his longevity at the top.
And we saw a prime example of that mentality in the 2019 Champions League, that round of 16 game against Atletico Madrid.
Oh, that comeback.
Exactly. Juve lost the first leg 2-0, looked like they were out, but Ronaldo, with this incredible self-belief and an amazing hat-trick in the second leg, just dragged them through almost single-handedly. That's a champion's mentality right there.
That performance was iconic. A testament to his clutch ability, his mental strength under huge pressure, showed his determination to overcome adversity and change a game on his own.
He continued to dominate in Italy, became the fastest Juventus player ever to score 100 goals for the club, won the Serie A Golden Boot, and achieved that incredible feat of being the first player ever to be top scorer in England, Spain, and Italy.
That unique record highlights his adaptability and sustained excellence across three major, very different, very competitive leagues. It's unprecedented, really.
And away from football, his charity work continued, and his role as a father seemed to become even more central. You got the sense family was increasingly important, and he was trying to instill those values in his kids.
Yeah, it paints a picture of a more rounded individual, perhaps. Strong personal values beyond just his professional achievements. Family clearly provides that crucial balance in his demanding life.
As the focus inevitably started shifting more towards his age 34, 35, 36, he just kept defying expectations, fueled by that legendary discipline, training, diet, sleep. That quote of his really fits here. Your love makes me strong, your hate makes me unstoppable.
That quote really captures his ability to channel everything, positive and negative, into motivation. Speaks volumes about his inner drive and resilience against external pressure.
His trophy haul at Juventus was still impressive. 2 Serie A titles, a Coppa Italia, 2 Italian Super Cups, Serie A MVP award. Another successful chapter by any measure.
Yeah, well, maybe the Champions League didn't happen with Juve. His individual and team success in Italy further cemented his reputation as a winner in different environments.
And the big message from his time in Italy seems to be that age really is just a number if you have that mindset, that commitment to continuous evolution.
His time in Italy definitely showed how experience and football intelligence can compensate for any slight decline in raw physical attributes, allowing him to keep performing at an elite level deep into his 30s.
You could see him adapting his game slightly in Serie A, maybe relying a bit less purely on explosive speed, and more on that incredible football brain, his timing, his predatory instincts in the box.
That adaptability is crucial for longevity at the top, isn't it? Evolving your style to maximize strengths and mitigate weaknesses is a hallmark of true greatness.
Then, late summer 2021, another twist. He leaves Juventus after 3 seasons and makes that really emotional return to Manchester United.
Yeah, that felt huge.
It really felt like a story coming full circle, didn't it, after all those years?
His return to United was definitely emotional, nostalgic. For the fans, probably for him too. A homecoming and maybe the potential for one last big chapter where it all began on the global stage.
The excitement around Ronaldo's return to Manchester United in 2021, after 12 years away, was just, well, immense. He wasn't coming back as that raw young winger anymore. He was a global icon. The fan reaction, the jersey sales broke records. It was a frenzy.
The scale of that anticipation just highlighted his massive, enduring global popularity and the connection he still had with the club and the fans.
And that second debut back in the red shirt, it was pretty special, wasn't it? 2 goals in his first game back at Old Trafford, a winning result. Felt like the magic was still there.
That immediate impact, scoring straight away, gave everyone a lift. Suggested he could still perform at a high level in the Premier League.
However, the Manchester United he came back to in 2021 was a very different club from the dominant one he left in 2009.
Yeah, a lot had changed.
Different managers, different players, and the team, despite having talent, was really struggling for consistency, struggling to meet those huge expectations.
The club had gone through massive changes, personnel, philosophies. The whole dynamic was different from his first incredibly successful spell.
Individually, though, he still performed well. Finished as the club's top scorer at 37. Showed his physical condition was still remarkable, and that knack for scoring crucial goals hadn't gone away.
His individual goal record on return proved he could still find the net regularly, even in a team that wasn't firing on all cylinders collectively.
But those underlying team issues became more and more apparent, didn't they? And you could sense Ronaldo's growing frustration, the lack of consistent winning, maybe standards not meeting his own incredibly high bar set over decades.
It became pretty clear his individual brilliance could only do so much. The lack of collective success was obviously grating for someone with his competitive nature and winning history.
And that frustration eventually boiled over into that very public, explosive interview where he criticized the club's leadership, the facilities, even questioned the commitment of some younger players. It was highly controversial.
That interview was definitely a turning point. It aired his grievances publicly and highlighted a disconnect, an irreparable one it seemed, between him and the club hierarchy.
And the fallout was quick. His contract was terminated by mutual agreement. A pretty emotional, very public split, which predictably divided opinions among the fans.
His departure under those circumstances was, well, a bit disappointing, wasn't it? An unceremonious end to his second spell, leaving a complex and debated final chapter to his Old Trafford story.
Then came the next unexpected move, Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia, early 2023. That certainly took a lot of people in the football world by surprise.
It did. It represented a significant shift in his career trajectory, prompting a lot of discussion about his motivations at that stage.
From Ronaldo's perspective, though, the move seemed framed as a chance to build something new, help grow the game in a passionate region, be a pioneer in a developing market.
Right, he talked about not just playing, but contributing to the development and visibility of football in the Middle East.
And he quickly became more than just a player for Al Nassr, didn't he? He became an ambassador for football in the whole region. Stadium attendances went up, TV ratings soared. The Ronaldo effect was real.
His presence undeniably brought immediate, significant global attention and interest to the Saudi Pro League and football across the Middle East.
While some critics maybe saw it as an easy road, a less competitive league for his later years, Ronaldo consistently framed it as another challenge, an opportunity to lead and promote football culture in a new environment.
His statements emphasized his continued competitive drive and a desire to make a meaningful contribution in a league not traditionally seen as one of Europe's top tiers.
He also became the highest paid athlete in the world again. But you got the sense his motivations maybe went beyond just the money at this point, perhaps towards purpose, legacy building in a new part of the football world.
Yeah, while the financial package was obviously huge, his comments and commitment on the pitch suggested a broader ambition to leave a lasting mark on football's development there.
And his performances, still remarkably impressive for his age. He even ended the calendar year as the world's top goal scorer as he neared 39. Just incredible longevity and dedication to his fitness.
Scoring that many goals at that age is remarkable. It underscores his sustained physical conditioning and those undiminished instincts in front of goal.
So when you look back at this whole journey, from that small house in Madeira to global legend. It really does hammer home those themes of heart resilience, doesn't it?
Absolutely. His career is just this compelling story of overcoming obstacles, maintaining belief, and relentlessly striving for excellence in everything.
Now, let's maybe shift focus slightly, just for a moment. Let's try and look deeper into the man behind the records, behind the trophies. Beyond the football achievements, what about the personal values, the family connections that have shaped Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah, it's important to look beyond the on-field persona sometimes. Understand the principles and relationships that guide him.
At home, apparently, he's not CR7 the superstar, he's just dad. Seems very involved in his kids' lives, teaching them about humility, hard work. You get a sense of a grounded family man there.
His role as a father seems hugely important to him. Provides that balance, that perspective amidst the crazy pressures of his life.
Oh.
Instilling values in his children seems a big priority.
And that incredibly strong bond with his mother, Dolores, is clear for everyone to see. She was so pivotal in his upbringing. Her support was constant. He often says he owes everything to her early belief and sacrifices.
Their relationship really highlights the importance of that early family support, doesn't it? Her encouragement, her sacrifices were clearly instrumental in his development.
The loss of his father back in 2005 obviously had a huge impact, too. You can kind of see how it might have shaped his desire to create a different, maybe more secure life for his own kids.
That personal tragedy probably acted as another catalyst, fueling his determination to succeed and provide opportunities for his own family that perhaps his father didn't get to fully see or experience.
And we have to come back to his legendary discipline, the training, the diet, the lifestyle. It's so clear this isn't just about performance, it's a deep-seated pursuit of excellence in everything. That quote again, "Talent without work is nothing," really sums it up.
His commitment to every aspect of his conditioning is a key differentiator. It's the foundation upon which his talent has been maximized, enabling his incredible longevity at the very top.
And that mindset of continuous improvement, always striving to be better on and off the pitch, it inspires millions, doesn't it? Far beyond just football fans. It teaches that success is a choice rooted in effort and attitude.
His work ethic is a powerful example, applicable everywhere. It underscores that sustained success demands dedication, perseverance, and that growth mindset.
His philanthropic contributions, often done quietly apparently, are also significant, donating to various causes without much fanfare. Those quiet acts speak volumes about his character.
Yeah, his charity work shows a sense of social responsibility, a desire to use his influence and resources to make a positive difference, often without seeking the limelight for it.
He's also shown commitment to his values, apparently refusing sponsorships that conflicted with his beliefs, advocating for things like children's rights and education.
That willingness to stand by his principles, even if it has financial implications, suggests a strong moral compass.
At this stage, he's really more than just a footballer, isn't he? He's become a role model, a symbol, a living legend whose story resonates globally.
He's definitely transcended the sport. He's a global icon whose influence extends into culture, society, inspiring people who might not even follow football closely.
And the key messages from his story are so powerful. Overcoming humble beginnings, resilience against setbacks, self-belief despite doubt, the impact of sheer hard work, and maybe the importance of kindness alongside success.
His journey embodies that inspiring narrative of aspiration, perseverance, and the potential for individuals to shape their own destiny through dedication and self-belief.
Ultimately, his legacy isn't just the records, is it? It's the spirit, the passion he brings to the game.
His impact goes beyond stats. It's in the inspiration he provides, the incredibly high standards he sets for himself and others.
And the story's not over yet, is it? He's still out there, still scoring goals, still chasing targets with everything he has, both physically and, as we've talked about, with that immense inner drive.
His continued involvement at a high level suggests that deep passion for the game is still burning bright, that desire to contribute for as long as he possibly can.
So whether you're a diehard football fan or you've never watched a game, the inspiration from Cristiano Ronaldo's journey, that climb from a small island to global icon, it's something pretty profound, worth reflecting on.
His story really does offer valuable lessons for anyone striving for ambitious goals in their own life, whatever their field or interest might be.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Cristiano Ronaldo, let's just quickly recap those key takeaways. We've seen the power of dreams, haven't we? The necessity of discipline and just the sheer force of relentless hard work that's defined his career.
Indeed. His journey is such a powerful illustration of how those fundamental principles can lead to achieving extraordinary things, things that might seem impossible.
And we'd encourage you, the listener, to maybe take a moment yourself. Think about your own aspirations. What are your big dreams? What principles from Ronaldo's story, that dedication, that resilience, could you maybe integrate into your own path?
Yeah, maybe think about how you could cultivate that same level of focus, that perseverance in what you're trying to achieve. What challenges in your life could you approach with that renewed purpose, that champion's mindset?
And on that note, here's a final thought to maybe chew on. Think about the metaphorical mountains you're climbing in your own life right now. What insights can you draw from this deep dive into one of the greatest athletes ever? How could you apply that legendary dedication, that mindset, to reach your own summit? We invite you to keep exploring those themes. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive.